But let's start thinking about some of the other predictions then that you see about the way that we're going to work in the future, and what leaders of companies, I guess, should be thinking about. So yes, they were thrown into the deep end with this. Some companies were already a bit more advanced and they found it easy. But for a lot, you know, we want them to start thinking about, what about next year? What about 5 years? So what kind of trends or predictions have you got?
So I think this is a multi-tiered answer I'm about to give. So let's see how it goes. I've described it before as a software systems hierarchy of needs. So you need to fill up that pyramid from the bottom and go on upwards. So at the very base of this hierarchy of needs, there are the kind of systems that I'm sure you use day to day, and I would imagine that most of us use day to day, but it's surprising how many businesses just trip up on those things, even especially much larger corporations that have an old tradition. I'm definitely not naming names, but the smaller, more agile businesses and entrepreneurs definitely adopt this kind of technology much sooner than the larger ones, for understandable reasons. You know, it's much easier to move a canoe and turn it around than a cruise ship. So initially, I like to break it up into sales, operations, and support. So the sales is what we generally think of when we talk about using software to help our business, right? So I'm talking about putting your accounts on Xero, having an e-commerce site, people being able to sign documents through DigiSign or Adobe Sign. And then we go into marketing. You know, everyone immediately thinks social media when we talk about software automation for sales, and it's relevant, but I'll skip over it very quickly because I think there's something more juicy afoot here, and that is that once you've got your marketing, you need to have a CRM. You need to have your customers in a database that you can search and tag, and you need to be able to manage your leads automatically. So, you know, Daniel Priestley is a mutual friend, and he shared this with us many times: leads, appointments, presentations, sales. You need to know how many of each of those you've got every week so you can track your progress. Otherwise, you're kind of flailing and not really sure, or going by gut instinct. So once you've got those sales and marketing things down, sales pipelines, things like active campaign to hold that information, landing pages, automated webinars, then you go into operations, which I think is much more fascinating. And this is the next thing that's emerging that I think every business needs to be dealing with. So when I talk about operations, I'm talking about, how do I manage from order all the way through to delivery, fulfillment? And what we seem to find is that all of the automation stuff that we do is front loaded in that sales area. And as soon as we've got the order, then we'll go back into the way we were delivering our products when we first started our business. And actually, the number of sales we can take is actually constrained by the number of sales we can fulfill, right?
That makes sense, yeah.
So if we can increase that capacity, then we can bring in more sales. And so actually, although it goes in the order of sales, operations, support, I really like the idea of starting with operations. Let's increase that capacity, and then let's chuck many more coins in the meter and get that whole sales marketing funnel going.